Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spin Fuel's Daily Vape TV. My name is Nick. I'll be your host today, and today we're going to be reviewing 5 e-liquids from CravinVapes. So CravinVapes was kind enough to send along a few samples for my review. They also sent a few stickers, a Still Air clone atomizer, as well as this Inikin UCAN and a few other things. So big thanks to them. Thank you guys so much for hooking me up big time. Really appreciate it. Today is going to be part 1 of our 2-part review. We'll do 5 flavors this time and 5 flavors next time. So let's get right into it and begin with my review. Seeing as how these flavors are all 0 milligram nicotine, I'll be completely skipping the throat hit portion of my review and just focus more on the flavors and how accurate they are compared to the descriptions. Today we'll be testing on the IPv3 mod with Vulcan atomizer. I twisted up a 3-strand 28 gauge twisted coil, and I also flattened the wire as well. It meters in right at 0.4 ohms, and we're vaping today at 43 1/3 watts and 4.5 volts. So without further ado, let's get right into testing. So my first flavor today is going to be Honey Doomy, and it is described as CravinVapes take on fresh, crisp, and sweet honeydew melon, sure to be pleasing to the senses. Now, I love a good melon vape, and I'm going to be a very harsh critic on this one, so let's see how it stands up with the other melon flavors that I've tried. Alright, here we go. Now, I also want to point out that these flavors are 80-20 high VG, and you can definitely tell from the amount of vapor that you get out of it. The flavor is still on point though. I was actually shocked at how much flavor you do get out of these liquids. So far I'm really enjoying them. Let's just take another quick drag and I'll give my description. So right off the bat, I gotta say that this one definitely can stand up to the big boys in the vaping industry as far as the flavor is concerned. The vapor itself is, you know, it's obviously chuck and cloud, so I can't really complain about that. As far as the flavor though, it's light, crisp. This definitely tastes like a good solid melon base to it, with a few other like sweet notes on top, and it's pretty natural to me. It's not too overly, you know, sweet or anything like that, so couldn't call it like a candy or anything. It's definitely more of a natural honeydew flavor. For the flavor itself, I'll give it a 4, and for the vapor, I'll give it a 4.5. I mean, you really can't go wrong with an 80-20 blend, and this stuff definitely is chucking the clouds. Alright, we're back with our second flavor today, which will be Otbot, and this is described as a creamy strawberry vape with light vanilla tones, and I'll be the judge of that. Let's go ahead and have a vape. So I am going to go ahead and agree with the description on this one. The strawberry in it is very light and natural and creamy, and you do get a nice undertone of vanilla on the exhale especially, and it just tastes like almost like a strawberry shortcake or something like that, or maybe even like a strawberry yogurt. So very, very, very good on this one. I'm really enjoying it. So let's have another vape and I'll describe more about it. So I also want to note that I actually had to open up both of my windows because the vapor is just super thick. It's getting a little bit much in here, so I had to open that other window up to release some of that vapor out into the world. And I think the vapor production on this one is definitely equal to the other one. So for flavor, I'll give this one a 4, and for vapor a 4.5. Okay, so we changed wicks. We dripped our next flavor, which will be Pomberry. And the description reads, a fantastic mix of pomegranate and blueberry blended to perfection. So I'm a big fan of pomegranate vapes, so this should be a pretty good one for me. Let's just go ahead and have a vape real quick. So again, this one is definitely living up to its reputation, and I believe that this flavor is giving off a really good pomegranate and a nice subtle blueberry. Nothing really overpowers the other one, so it's a good balance, a nice fruity mix, and for me this one is definitely going to be an all-day vape. Considering it has 0 nicotine, I mean, I still get tons of flavor, tons of vapor. I honestly don't even miss the throat hit with this one. As far as the vapor is concerned, it just chucks clouds just like the rest of them. So for the flavor, I'll give this one a 4.5, and same with all of them, 4.5 for the vapor. Alright, we're all juiced up and ready to go, and my next flavor is going to be Pegasus milk. Now the description on this one reads, a rich creamy flavor reminiscent of a baked good that tastes great all day long is the result of our hard work, dedication, and premium oats. We hope you enjoy, and I'm sure I will. So before I vape this one, I just want to say that, as you probably know, I'm not a big fan of dessert vapes, but this one smells really good. It smells almost like an oatmeal cookie, so let's give it a shot. What I get out of this one is either an oatmeal cookie or something like a snickerdoodle. I can taste like a cinnamon and a light vanilla in there. Really all mixes really well together, so I have been really enjoying this one. So let's give it one more shot and I'll give you my ratings. So for this one, I really enjoy the little light cinnamon flavor to it. I'm not a huge fan of the dessert vapes, but for an occasional vape for me, this one's definitely on the top of the list. And for the flavor, I'll give it a 3.5. Although not my favorite, I think a lot of you out there are going to love it. And for the vapor, I'll give this a 4.5. Across the board, these juices have been really stunning as far as vapor production, so that's great. Let's go ahead and re-wick and get ready for our next and final flavor. Finally on our list of flavors to try today is going to be Jamaican Me Happy. The description on this one reads, a refreshing fruit medley that will take you away to white sand beaches and sapphire blue waters. So basically it's a fruit medley. I'm pretty interested to try this one. I do want to note that this stuff does have a light pink hue to it, and I'm not sure if they're using food coloring or not, but if they do, I really wish they wouldn't. Food coloring is just another thing in e-liquid that, you don't need. Yeah, color is nice, but it's definitely not necessary. So since they don't list the ingredients of flavors that this one's supposed to have, I'm just going to take a shot in the dark. It's kind of reminiscent of a melon, guava, kind of maybe a little bit of mango in there as well. Definitely not heavy on coconut, it's definitely not heavy on pineapple or anything like that, so I think they were going kind of for more like of a juicy kind of fruit blend rather than a heavy tropical blend, which is actually a refreshing, different take on things. Usually you find tropical flavors and they're all coconut or they're all pineapple or something like that. This one really has a great blend of flavor together. Nothing really stands out and it's not overly sweet, but that is actually a good thing in my book. I find that if a juice is way too sweet, I can't really vape it all day long. I'm not sure if this one could be an all-day vape for me, but it's definitely really good. So let's give it one more shot here and I'll get to my ratings. So again, the flavor is really subtle. It's not all there in my opinion. I really wish they could have boosted the flavor up a bit on this one. But other than that, the flavor that it does have is actually really good. So I'm definitely enjoying this one. For the flavor, I'll give it a 3.5, and for the vapor, a 4.5, just like the rest of them. So basically, straight across the board, 4.5 for the vapor. So if you want a nice relaxing flavor just to vape on all day while still blowing big clouds of vapor, definitely check this one out. And as far as CravinVapes as a company, I think they're really good so far. I will have my part 2 coming up real soon. Make sure you keep an eye out for that. If you want to check these flavors out for yourself, just go to www.cravinvapes.com. I'll have the link in the description for you. Again, I want to send a huge shout out to CravinVapes for sending me a huge care package of stuff. Thanks a lot, you guys. Really appreciate it. That's all for this episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Check out www.spinfuel.com for more of my videos, as well as Smokin' Joey and the Vapor Trail channel. And as always, vape on.